Of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. And we got a big one for you today at lunch. This 20th day of May 2021. We go back to Wednesday, August 24th, 1949, for the St. Louis Cardinals against the Brooklyn Dodgers from Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for a Thursday at lunch. Hope that wherever you are staying cool. It is a warm and muggy day here in Vermont. It is a warm day in Brooklyn. 83 degrees, winds blowing from right to left at 12. The St. Louis Cardinals and Brooklyn Dodgers in a two-game set here at Ebbets Field, and the Cardinals won the game last night. Not that we played it on stream or anything, but they won the Tuesday game, and so right now they have a one-game lead to St. Louis, and I believe after today there is just 4 games left between these two combatants. And remember, we'll keep explaining this, if the National League remains tied, it is a best-of-3 playoff. And I can just look while... And Brooklyn has won the season series, by the way, 12-7. So there will only be 2 games left after this. So if these two teams go to a playoff, Game 1 would be in St. Louis, and Games 2 and 3, if needed, would be in Brooklyn. So that's a situation as it stands now. But the Cardinals do have a 1-game lead. We'll show you that. Brooklyn has won 12 of 19 going into this one, and 7-3 at Ebbets Field. So again, there's only 2 more after today, and right now the Cardinal lead is 1. As Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1949 today from Ebbets Field in Brooklyn. It is the Brooklyn Dodgers and the St. Louis Cardinals. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever fine podcasts are listed. This game better be a no-hitter. You're going to be disappointed. What has there been 6 this year, Mark? Been 6? The Yankees had one last night. Goodness gracious, Marie. Anyway, it's Don Newcomb and Al Brazil on the mound today. I doubt you get a no-hitter, but you never know. Don Newcomb, the Rookie of the Year in 1949, is 12-9 with a 3.77 ERA. He is 23 years old in his rookie year. Fastball pitcher at 89 and a flyball pitcher. And again, St. Louis, this is his 4th start. 6 9-inning no-hitters and 1 7-inning no-hitter. Talk about a dead ball. Anyway, Nuke 21 innings against the Cardinals, 20 hits. 11 runs all earned. 9 walks, 11 strikeouts. He is 2-1 against St. Louis with a 4.71 ERA. His last start was against the Braves on the 21st of August. It was a loss, 8 1/3 innings, 10 hits, 4 runs, all earned. He walked 3 and struck out 6. And so before we talk about the present, let's continue this with the past. 169 1/3 innings on the replay. 157 hits, 15 homers, 76 runs in total, 71 earned. He has walked 50 and struck out 109. And here's the lineup he will face this afternoon. Red Shandings leads off at second for the Cardinals. Marty Marion bats second and plays short. Stan Musial is in center. He'll bat third. Ina Slaughter cleans up in left. Ron Northey in right field will bat fifth. Nelson at first will bat sixth. Whether that's Ozzie, Ricky, or David, I'm not quite sure. Joe Garagiola behind the plate. He'll bat seventh. Tommy Glaviano will bat eighth and play third. And Al Brazil is on the mound, going batting ninth. Tickled Me Louis Olmo is in left for the Dodgers. He's a 2 and a 6. As we said, the defense, no Duke Snyder today, as Brazil is a lefty, and it's an all-righty lineup. McCormick is a 1 and a 4. That's Mike in center field. That's terrible. Carl Farillo was an 8 and a 10 in right. Billy Cox is at third. He's a 5. Pee Wee Reese is a 9 at short. Jackie Robinson, an 8 at second. Gil Hodges, a 9 at first. And Roy Campanella, a 9 and a 6 behind the plate. Don Newcomb is an 8 with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Shane Deans comes in at 295, 2 homers, and 52 RBI. And Tribe Fan says 6 no-hitters against 3 teams. I know Seattle has been no-hit once or twice. Who the Yankees no-hit last night? First no-hitter in San Diego Padres history was this year. TC. What? Oh, the Rangers. Okay, Texas. Those would be the Rangers. And Craig Wessel, I'm so sorry. So Newcomb is ready, so is Shane Dienst. Brazil looks like he may be the first 60-year-old pitcher in MLB history. Well, actually, that's Red Shane Dienst in the picture. So Texas, Seattle, and Cleveland. And, of course, the one that mentions that, of course, besides Mr. Forsberg, is Tribe Fan. Pitch to Shane Dienst to start the ball game. A ground ball to Reese. By the bag at second over to first, and that's how this one starts. So this is the 20th meeting between these two teams. And the Dodgers have a 12-7 season lead. So if you miss the Open, if there is a best-of-3 playoff, and that's how the National League did it until 1969, it would start in St. Louis, go to Brooklyn, and if there was a third game, it would be right here at Ebbets Field. Marty Marion at 277, 9 homers, and 54 RBI. These two teams, by the way, met in a best-of-3 playoff after the 46 season for the right to play the Boston Red Sox in that World Series. Pitch to Marion is a fly ball to left, Olmo going back there, and will make a catch at the track, 2 out. And, of course, the Cardinals not only beat the Dodgers to win the National League pennant, but beat the Red Sox in 7. Here's Musial, staying at 308, 24 homers and 93 RBI. New schedule, by the way, for baseball streams Tuesday and Thursday and Friday at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. Stinging a line drive to third. Cox is there, and that will retire the side. Loser is in the auto mod? Are you kidding? So 1, 2, 3 goes St. Louis. We go to the bottom of the first. No score. Oh, so in a loss yesterday to Hawaii. And they play Central Washington in the Western loser bracket right now. What was the score, D. Scott? Here's Pee Wee Reese. Al Brazil, yes, he does look like a 60-year-old pitcher, doesn't he? Or what they opened up when they opened up King Tut's tomb. Brazil is 35, looks about 53. Cotton is 7 and 6 on the replay with an ERA of pie. He looks like he could eat some pie. Against the Dodgers, this is start number 4 for him. 23 in a third innings. 33 hits, 17 runs all earned. 6 walks and 12 strikeouts. So when you give up 17 runs in 23 in a third innings, you're 0-2 with an ERA of 6.56. Brazil's last start was against the Reds, a no decision on the 17th. 7 in a third innings, 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He walked 6 and struck out 3. His last win came against the Phillies on July 28. The Braves beat him on August 4th. That was his last decision. So overall for Al, 174 and 2/3 innings, 172 hits, 17 home runs allowed, 68 runs, 61 earned. He's walked 52 and struck out 70. And poor old Western Washington lost 3-0. A first inning 2-run homer. Isn't that always the way? Offense hit but couldn't string anything together. The Dodgers hope to be a different story. As we said, it's an all-righty lineup for Brooklyn. Pee Wee Reese leads off at short. Billy Cox at third will bat second. Carl Furillo in right field will hit third. Jackie Robinson cleans up at second. Gil Hodges at first will bat fifth. Mike McCormick in center will bat sixth. Roy Campanella behind the plate bats seventh. Dave Gardner's favorite baseball player, Louis Olmo, is in left. He'll bat eighth. And Don Newcomb, who threw 11 pitches in his half of the first, will bat ninth. Defensively for the Cardinals, Enos Slaughter a 5 and a 4 in left. Stan Musial a 7 and a 7 in center. Ron Northey a 2 and an 8 in right. Brazil, by the way, a lefty. Tommy Glaviano is an 8 at third. Marty Marion a 9 at short. Red Schoendienst a 9 at second. Gunnar Nelson is a 5 at first. I guess we've determined it's not Ozzy. It still may be Ricky or David. Joe Garagiola is a 6 and a 6 behind the plate. And Brazil is a 6 with a .956 fielding percentage. Pee Wee has not had a Pee Wee year. He's had a monster year. 305, 12 homers, and 69 RBI. Brazil starts the ball game with strike three. He swung on and missed an 82-mile-an-hour fastball, did Pee Wee. So much for me pumping him up. And now I'll bring up Billy Cox. Billy at 233, 6 homers, and 34 RBI. Brazil's pitch. There's a chopper down to third. Glaviano across the way, 2 out. Brings up Carl Furillo, who's had, again, if it wasn't for Jackie Robinson, contending for an MVP year. Ending .320, 10 triples, 21 home runs, and he's driven in 110. This, by the way, is game number 120 for Brooklyn. There's 34 left, and 121 for St. Louis. Furillo into left field. Slaughter will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. After one, no score. So Slaughter, Northey, and Nelson to face Duke. Enos at 357, 9 homers, and 67 RBI. Glad you're with us on a Thursday. Slaughter in the left field. Olmo will make the catch. 1 out. Brings up Ron Northey. Ron at 241, 4 homers, and 36 RBI. So this is the last time these two teams are scheduled to meet in Brooklyn. They will play a pair in St. Louis. And I will try to do a better job in keeping an eye out when that series is. You will see both of those games no matter what days of the week they will fall on. As this really is the only race left. Pitch to Northey. There's a fly ball to right. Furillo has it for the out. To away for Rocky Nelson. Oh, yeah. There's a bit of, oh, gosh, what the heck's his name? I'll think of it. Rocky at 248, 3 homers, and 27 RBI. Patrick Swayze looked to him, don't you think? Pitch to Nelson. There's a liner foul third base side. And somebody from Coney Island made that catch. The count is 0-2. Newcomb, wind blowing in hard from right at 15. Ground ball, base hit, left side. Nelson rounds first. And that's the first hit for anybody. There's Garagiola. Joe at 270, 3 homers and 32 RBI. Pitch from Newcomb. Garagiola draws the walk. Ball 4. So a high and tight fastball on a 3-0 count. And Joe will take the free base. So a 2-out walk. Runner on first and second. Or runners on first and second. For Glaviano, who's hitting .301, a homer, and 18 RBI. And remember, every Dodgers game is brought to you by Maldito Beer. If your favorite team loses, you go to the fridge and say, Maldito, and it jumps right in your hand. Ball 4. So the bases are loaded. Glaviano, another 4-pitch walk. And that'll bring up Al Brazil, who is hitting at 103, no homers and 8 RBI. It's only struck out once. 2 out, and they're loaded for the pitcher. Newcomb rocks and fires. Popped up left side. Cox should have it. And he does. And so the Cardinals leave him loaded. No runs, a hit, and no errors. Inning and a half in the books here in Brooklyn. No score. So Robinson, Hodges, and McCormick for the Dodgers here in the second. Jackie at 381. 16 homers and 94 RBI. His OPS at 1041. Which would be your Bulova watch time someplace. Not right now. Playing for the bunt, Robinson's going to swing. And Jackie sends this one in the left center field. Musial is going to track it down, 1 out. That brings up Gil Hodges. Gilbert at 325, 17 home runs, and 90 RBI. Brazil winds and deals, and that's a long gone to left field. That's in the upper deck. Oh, Hodges that was over the plate, and Hodges made him pay. His 18th of the year, way, way back there. 393 feet down the line and left. Oh, my goodness, it's 1-0 Brooklyn. I took him down because it just kind of looked weird. The wind, 85 degrees, wind blowing in from right at 15. Here's what Hodges did. That ball was just a riser down the line and left. And so it's 1-0 Brooklyn. So here's Mike McCormick. 179, no homers, and 10 RBI. And Mike just looks so happy to be here in that picture, don't you think? Brazil's pitch. Got him. He swung on and missed an 82-mile-an-hour fastball, 2 out. And that'll bring up Campanella. Roy at 329, 18 homers, and 64 RBI. He swings and it bounds one on the left side before a base hit. Second hit for the Dodgers. So Mr. Forsberg can be disappointed. No doubleheader or no no-hitter today. Here's Louis Tickleby Olmo. Louis at 378. No homers and 12 RBI. Olmo in the left. Slaughter comes in. Makes the catch, and that will retire the side. But Gil Hodges sent one into Manhattan. Dodgers get a run on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the top of the third. It's Brooklyn 1, St. Louis nothing. So Shane Deans, top of the order for the Cardinals. Shane Deans, Marion, and Musial. Red is 0 for 1. Newcomb, 39 pitches for his first 9. Not great. 2 innings, a hit, and 2 walks. Shane slow bounder to third. Cox on the grass. Has to hurry. Bang, banger. Got him. 1 out. For Marty Marion, Marty is 0 for 1. There's a base hit down the line. Cox dove but couldn't get there. Marion digging for 2, and Marty has his 28th double of the year. So the tying run already on. Cox, an average third baseman. That brings up Musial. Cox should have had to play. Oh. So, looks like Western Washington played last night. Lost 9-5 to Central Washington. Tough way for Anna to end her college career. Gave up 5 runs in 2+ innings. Again, I would have started the other pitcher. I think they got away with it in the GNAC, to be honest there. But that's too bad. That was fun. I really enjoyed watching that conference championship. Thanks for pointing that out to me. And good luck to Central Washington the rest of the way, and Hawaii Hilo. Run out. Here's Musial. There's a ground ball base hit left side. Marion around third and hold. And St. Louis has runners on the corners with 1 out. So Marion at third, Musial on first. Stan can steal. Here's Slaughter. He's 0 for 1. My pleasure for joining in. And best of luck to Anna, to AK, and whatever she chooses to do with her adult life. What a... perky's not the word I want to use. What a bright and cheerful person. Her parents must be awful proud of the young woman she's turned out to be. Pitch to Slaughter. Here's a ground ball up the middle. Might be 2. I'm going to try for it. It's a rough one. Reese will only throw to first, and Slaughter is safe. So Pee Wee stepped on the bag for 1. They were trying for 2. It's a fielder's choice, 6U, and it is 1-1. And that'll bring up Northey, who is 0 for 1. So no shutdown inning for the Dodgers. Runner goes. A throw down to Reese goes into center field, and Slaughter has it stolen. Campanella's throw skipped under the glove of Reese and into center field, and McCormick had to play the catcher. He tried to throw it into third, but Slaughter was already there. So that's an E2 and a stolen base. Never mind the stolen base number 0. 0 is not a number. So now the go-ahead run is on third, 2 out, and a 1-0 count to Northey. Pitch to Ron is strike at 3. He swung on and missed the rainbow curve, and instead got a mouthful of brown Skittles. The Cardinals get a run on 2 hits and an error. Bottom of the 3rd inning, 1-1. So it'll bring in Newcomb, Reese, and Cox to face Brazil here in the 3rd. Nuke at 242 and 3 RBI. John says, I just heard that Hodges home run ball just landed. Yep. Do brown Skittles taste like tacos? Well, maybe Taco Bell. Pitch to Newcomb. Ball 4. So Brazil gives up the beer league walk. I'll bring up Pee Wee, who struck out his first time up. Brazil's opening 9 on 44 pitches. 2 innings plus 2 hits. The moonshot to Hodges. He has walked 1 and struck out 2. Pitch to Pee Wee. Here's a ground ball to third. Glaviano's only play is to first. Nelson on the bag, 1 out. And Newcomb moves to second. Here's Cox. Billy is 0 for 1. Brazil winds and fires, and it's a bounder right back to Al, over to Nelson, and there's 2 out. So Newcomb is holding at second for Farillo, who's 0 for 1. Hey, if you got yourself a Prime account, you can link me for free and use your free Twitch subscription. Won't cost you a dime. And it costs old Amazon their $2.50 that they'll split with me. So don't forget, you can link your that free Twitch subscription to Retro Sports Network, and you won't pay a penny. And I get some brown Skittles, which taste like tacos. Here's Carl Farillo. He's 0 for 1. Brazil's pitch, and here's a fly ball to right. Northey is there, and that will retire the side. So, no runs, no hit, the walk doesn't hurt, no errors. After 3, 1-1. So, if you believe in magic numbers, it's 34 for St. Louis. The Dodgers have lost 3 straight, but they're 45-14 at Ebbets Field. The Giants are 6.5 back. The Pirates are still kind of in this at 9 back. It would take a lot, but it's not impossible. And hey, the Reds have moved out of the cellar. They're now ahead of the Cubs. The Cubs' elimination number is 5. In the American League, the Yankees cordially invite you to games 1 and 2 of the World Series. Remember, there's no playoffs in 49 unless the leagues are tied. Cleveland is 10.5 back. They've cut the margin to 10.5. The Red Sox are in 3rd, Detroit 4th, Washington again. They've had a remarkable year. They're going to finish under 500. A's, Shy Sox, and the Browns. Here's Rocky Nelson. Rocky singled his first time up. 1-1, top of the 4th. Newcomb starts the inning with a line drive to Hodges, 1 out. Brings up Gary Giola, who walked his first time up. Nuke deals. There's a ground ball base hit right side. And a 1-out single for Glaviano, who walked his first time up. He's sitting on a 7-game hitting streak. Ball 4. So Newcomb struggling with the bottom of the lineup. Cox and Hodges come into play for the bunt. Brazil really can't bunt. He's 0 for 1. Newcomb's pitch. There's a chopper. Campanello pick it up. Robinson covering at first, so he did bunt. It was successful. It goes 2-4 on the card. So 2 out for Shane Dienst, but runners in scoring position, Garagiola and Glaviano. Red is 0 for 2. I'm going to try not to sneeze. Or am I? But can I get out Newcomb's numbers? No. Hopefully that was it. 65 pitches through his first 18. 3 2/3 innings, 4 hits. He's walked 3. The 1 run was earned, and he has struck out 1. Shane Dienst is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball to third. Cox picks it up on a hop, has to hurry, and it's an error. Hodges couldn't get it. Shane Dienst will hold it first. It was a bad throw, so Cox makes the error, and it's 2-1 St. Louis. So the run will score. Glaviano on third. Mike from the truck playing Pro Strategy Football 2021, and that'll bring up Marty Marion, who was 1 for 2 with a double and a run scored. And when the margin of error in this race is as thin as it is, everything gets magnified. Second error for the Dodgers in the ballgame. Marion up the middle for a base hit. Glaviano will score. Shane Deans runs to third, and it's 3-1 St. Louis. So here's Musial. Stan is 1 for 2. Part of the order coming up for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the fourth. Newcomb delivers, and Musial chops one to Robinson. He snap throws to Hodges, and that will retire the side. The error, however, is huge. 2 runs, 2 left on, 2 hits, and a bad error. We go to the bottom of the fourth inning. It's now St. Louis 3, the Dodgers 1. So Robinson, Hodges, and McCormick. Jackie is 0 for 1. Brazil's pitch. And Robinson slams that one down the line in left field. He's going to go for 3. He's in there with a triple. His 8th triple of the year. Never mind the fact he didn't touch second base. Zalapsky's thinking this is a Blue Jays game. Does this look like a simulcast to you? No. So here's Hodges. Gil homered his last time up, and for Robinson, that's his 8th triple of the year. So Brooklyn knocking on the door already. Brazil's pitch to Hodges is popped up in the center field. Musial will grab that one. Robinson will go back and tag and score without a throw, and it's 3-2. So a sac fly for Hodges, and remember, in 1949 it counts as an at-bat. Brings up Mike McCormick, who struck out his first time up. Habs and Leafs start their playoff series tonight, the last of the 8 NHL series to begin. I imagine that starts in Toronto. Pitch to McCormick. There's a ground ball to Nelson. Takes it to the bag himself for the out. So 2 out for Campanella. Roy singled his first time up. 3-2 Cardinals. 2 out, bottom of the fourth. Here in Brooklyn. 88 degrees and the wind blowing in from right center at 19. Campanella, there's a ground ball that gets past Glaviano. Campy's going for 3. The throw to third. Not in time. So it'll be the 3rd triple for Campanella, and that'll bring up Olmo. Louis is 0 for 1. Zalapsky Smurf says, when it comes to the Canadian government content filter, it shows as Expos versus Blue Jays. Brian Williams will bring you all the action on CBC Sports. Pitch to Olmo. There's a ground ball to second. Shane Deans with a diving stop. Over to first, and the side is retired. The Dodgers get 1, but that's it. A run on 2 hits and no errors. We go to the 5th here at Ebbets. It's 3-2 St. Louis. This one has been as advertised so far. Slaughter, Northey, and Nelson to face Newcomb here in the 5th. Enos is 0 for 2 with an RBI. So if you got fingernails, it's time to start chewing them. Slaughter chops one down to first. Hodges to the bag, 1 out. Brings up Northey. Ron is 0 for 2. If you missed it, this is the last time these two teams meet in Brooklyn. The Dodgers lead the season series 12-7. They will meet twice more in St. Louis. And if ends in a tie, game 1 of a best of 3, and that's how they played them then, would be in St. Louis. And game 2 and 3, if needed, would be in Brooklyn for the National League pennant. Pitch to Northey. is a line drive to Robinson, 2 out. I'll bring up Rocky Nelson. Rocky is 1 for 2 with a single. Newcomb delivers, and there's a line drive that Hodges will snare, and that's the inning. Halfway home on a Thursday afternoon. It's the Cardinals 3, the Dodgers 2. We'll be back after this. Of course, I finally reached the Gatorade with 4 seconds on the clock. If you joined us late, here's how we got here. The Cardinals failed to score in the second on a hit and 2 walks. Brooklyn got on the board in the bottom of the second, a solo shot by Gil Hodges that was in the upper tank down the line and left. In the third, St. Louis took over. Enos Slaughter with an RBI fielder's choice to tie the ball game at 1. In the fourth, they sent 7 to the plate. Red Shandings took advantage of an error by Billy Cox to make it 2-1 St. Louis, and then Marty Marion singled home Tommy Glaviano to make it 3-1 St. Louis. In the bottom of the fourth, Gil Hodges a sac fly to make it 3-2. So Al Brazil, 4-hitter through 4, 2 runs both earned. A home run to Hodges, he's walked 1 and struck out 2. Don Newcomb, 5-hitter through 5, and he's been the beneficiary of bad luck. 3 runs, but only 1 earned, as he's walked 3 and struck out 1. So here's Nuke. He walked his first time up. Brazil starts the bottom of the 5th with a ground ball base hit up the middle. You can do the recap at any time, and knowing that my audience on YouTube will skip whatever, or people come in late, because really you should leave about 5 minutes, I think, by the time you start a Twitch stream before you yap. And I do 5 seconds. It's because I don't want to have to edit anything. It just goes right up to YouTube that way. People join in late all the time, so. But yes, the recap feature is there, and you can look at it any time in Action PC Baseball. Pee-wee Reese is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Brazil is opening 18, really? Yeah. On 72 pitches, 4+ innings, 5 hits. The home run to Hodges. He has walked 1 and struck out 2. Reese in the left field. Slaughter doesn't really have to move to make the catch. 1 out. Here's Cox. Billy needs to redeem himself after that bad error in the 4th. He is 0 for 2. Up the middle, Brazil to Shane Dienst for 1, Nelson for 2. So on the card it goes 1, 4, 3. After 5 at Ebbets Field, a warm day. Wind blowing in from 19. It's 3-2 St. Louis. So Garagiola, Glaviano, and Brazil to face Newcomb here in the 6th. Joe is walked and singled and scored. This time he punches 1 to Reese by the bag at second, over to first, 1 out. Brings up Glaviano, who has walked twice and scored. Every game at the beginning, we talk about Digital Dice, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. And if I remember, after the game, we do the player of the game for Digital Dice. I actually had someone tell me who listened that they did not realize that I was a co-host on the show. And so, yeah, we've been doing this almost 2 years. It'll be been doing this for 22 months. But yes, it's a podcast I do with Dave Gardner. And so if you haven't listened, you should. But yeah, I thought everyone who watched knew that I was the co-host on the show. But he wanted me to mention that, the listener. So there you go. I think Dave's channel is Ratcast Videos. I don't know if he's watching or not. Pitch to Glaviano is a ground ball to short. Reese over to Hodges for the out. All the shows that are uploaded to Spreaker, by the way, do appear on YouTube on Dave Gardner's channel. Al Brazil is 0 for 1. 2 out, top the 6th. 3-5-0 for the Cardinals with 6 left on. The Dodgers 2 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors, and they've only left on 3. Nuke's pitch. All right, back up the blocks over to first, and that will retire the side. Cardinals go in order. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. 3-2 St. Louis. So Ferrillo, Robinson, and Hodges to face Brazil. Carl is 0 for 2. And he'll draw the walk. Well, if he's watching, I don't want to say that out loud. Smarter members of the community think that I'm the host and Mr. Gardner's my loyal sidekick. Now you're going to make me look. Nope. He's not watching. So yes, we can say that. No, the show was Dave's idea. And he's very proud of what we've done. Jackie Robinson is 1 for 2 with a triple and a run scored. Although St. Louis Cardinal fans are going to contest he never touched second. Pitch to Robinson this time around is a line drive. Marion leaps and makes the catch. Gardner is sunny to my share. As long as you don't make us sing. Actually, I'm the short one, so I would be sunny to his share. I got you in the spring. Yeah. Somewhere Lorenzo's cringing wherever he is in this great big universe. Here's Hodges. Gil smashed a home run in the upper deck in left field. He is 1 for 2. It was his 18th homer, and he's now driven in 92. Throw to first. Ferrillo wasn't going anywhere. Pitch to Hodges is a pop-up, third base side, Glaviano by the line, and 2 out. I'm going to see if there's an update. That's been cutting off the chalkboard for a while. Tiger Cats Club is the latest follower on the channel. He makes 179. Here's McCormick. Mike is 0 for 2. Here's a line drive to second. Shane Deans leaps and makes a great catch. Ho, 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 he robbed him of a hit. We go to the 7th, 3-2 St. Louis. So it'll be Shane Deans, Marion, and Musial to face Newcomb. 27 batters deep for Don, 88 pitches, 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run. The error by Cox was huge. He has walked 3 and struck out 1. Shane Deans is 0 for 3. And there's a line drive to center. McCormick reaches over, 1 out. As long as Brazil is in there, you can't really pinch hit for Snyder. Here is Campanella, or Marion rather. Marty is 2 for 3. He is singled and doubled. Drove in run number 55 and scored for the 56th time this year. There's a ground ball up the middle. Reese will get it on a hop over to first. 2 out. And that'll bring up Musial, who was 1 for 3. Stan has himself a single. In the center field, McCormick will range over and make the catch. Stretch time, 3-2. He's got Howard hit on the head. Fielding is the difference in this one so far. The Cards are flashing some good leather, and the Dodgers, I think that's their weak spot. And yeah, there are some pretty high stakes on August 24th for sure in this National League pennant race. And if it comes down to a game or two, losses like this would hurt. Here's Campanella. Roy is 2 for 2. He has singled and tripled. Brazil starts the inning with a fly ball to shallow center. Usual rides the Schwinn, 1 out. And that'll bring up Olmo. Louis is 0 for 2. Brazil winds and deals, and Olmo right up the box, 2 out. And now I'll bring up Nuke. Nuke has only thrown 98 pitches. He's going to stay in the game. He hasn't pitched bad. Both teams only have 5 hits. Newcomb, by the way, has walked and singled. 1 for 1. And he strikes out. The pitch got away from Garagiola through to first, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 8th, 3-2, St. Louis. So Slaughter, Northey, and Nelson to face Newcomb here in the 8th. I've done some streams on Classic Soccer PC. We did some World Cup stuff. It's a good game. It's a Richard Hanna production. Not his game, but he's the one that programmed it, so it looks good. I wish there were more regular seasons available, but if you are a World Cup fan, pick it up. It is a good game. At some point, I will finish that replay. Pitch to Slaughter. There's a ground ball foul, third base side. The demo comes with a bunch of teams. And it is a pure card and nice port. And so it takes about 40 minutes to play. I think when I was streaming it would take an hour for me. It fit in this noon to 1 window. The 0-2 to Slaughter. In the center field, back goes McCormick. McCormick racing back to the track. He'll make the catch, 1 out. For Northey, who's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Lone strikeout for Newcomb. In the left field, Olmo, 2 out. Brings up Rocky Nelson. Rocky is 1 for 3 with a single. Newcomb's pitch. There's a ground ball to Robinson over to Hodges, and that will retire the side. So, Cards go in order in the 8th. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom 8, 3-2, St. Louis. So, Brazil, his opening 27 on 102 pitches. 7 innings, 5 hits. The home run to Hodges, 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. In fact, Hodges, his homer in the 2nd and sac fly in the 4th, are the lone runs for Brooklyn. Do you get any teams beyond the qualified teams in the World Cup game? No, it's just the World Cup. But they do have some European, some UEFA seasons and domestic seasons. And D. Scott says, I like the engine of Classic Soccer. You have to do a little digging to find out what's going on behind the play. It's fun. It's not the world's best streaming game for sure. So technically, yes, if you bought a World Cup, it would only be the quote-unquote the finals. It's not all the qualifying and like that. Be nice if they had some of the Women's World Cups, too. Pee-wee's 0 for 3. There's a fly ball to left. Slaughter in the corner makes the catch on by the bullpens, 1 out. So 28 batters deep for Brazil. 108 pitches, 7 1/3 innings, 5. I think I read all that, didn't I? That got me all discombobulated. Here's Cox. He's 0 for 3. Grounded into a double play. It's worth the money, and I think you get a season with it once you buy it. I think. If you know soccer, it feels like soccer. And I'm not sure what else would be out there on the PC that would be the equivalent. Pitch to Cox. Ball 4. So the tying run is on. 1 out for Furillo, who's 0 for 2. Brazil has walked 3. And the demo does give you a very good taste of what the game offers. Pitch to Furillo is a brace hit into right field. Northey will pick it up. Cox will hold at second. Northey made a poor play. Here's Robinson. Jackie's 1 for 3. Brazil now has to bear down. Robinson's hit was a triple and a run scored. His 104th of the year. 1 out, bottom of the 8th. 3-2 St. Louis. Garagiola goes and talks to his pitcher. Brazil winds and fires, and Robinson into shallow center field. Musial rides the Schwinn, makes the catch. Cox will hold. With 2 out, Musial had to dive and make a great catch. But you don't want to make the 3rd out on the bases, especially with Hodges at the plate, who's 1 for 3 with a homer. Zalapsky, there are a bunch of PDFs that you can access that explains the game, including all the charts. So I'd recommend, if you play the demo before you buy it, you read it, and it'll give you a good idea of how the game runs. Pitch to Hodges. In the center field. That'll stay in the yard. Musial is there, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 hit, no errors. Dodgers leave on 2. We go to the 9th. 3-2 St. Louis. So Garagiola, Glaviano, and Brazil, who Newcomb has struggled with here this afternoon. Joe is 1 for 2. He is singled, walked, and scored. McCormick, who will not hit. Campanella and Olmo do up for the Dodgers in the 9th. Pitch to Joe. Ground ball foul, first base side. And the count is 0-2. Up the middle, Robinson by the bag. Over to first, 1 out. So Newcomb sitting right now on the wrong end of a 3-2 score. If he takes a loss, he would go to 12-10. Glaviano has walked twice and scored. He is 0 for 1. Base hit right field. So for the St. Louis, that's their 6th hit. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. They've left on 6 so far. The Dodgers, 2 runs, 6 hits, and 2 huge errors. And they've left on 6. Pitcher spot coming up. Let's see what they do with Brazil, who is 0 for 2. Cox and Hodges play for the bunt. Solly Hemus is going to pinch hit. Solly is 4 for 14. Infield playing back. 286 and 2 RBI. And as we learned, the last time we saw him was the manager in 1959 and told Bob Gibson and Kurt Flood, what else can you do? Cards do need an insurance run, John. D. Scott Howard is right. The explanation for classic soccer is there. Excuse me while I ban this idiot. But you got to dig for it. But once you know it, it's good. So, pitch to Hemus is popped up right side. Hodges on the cut of the grass, 2 out. For Shane Dean, she's 0 for 4. Newcomb, 36 batters in, 116 pitches, 8 2/3 innings, 6 hits, just 1 earned run of the 3. This is one Brooklyn really wants back. He has walked 3 and struck out 1. I love it. Newcomb there with the Cab Calloway mustache. Pitch to Shane Deans. Ball 4. So that insurance run moves into scoring position. Brings up Marty Marion. Marty is 2 for 4. A single, a double. His 55th RBI. And a run scored. 2 on, 2 out. Top of the 9th. Newcomb and Campanella will have a few words. Don from the wine. There's a line drive to Cox, and that will retire the side. It'll be Ted Wilkes coming on for the save. No runs, a hit. The Cards strand 2. We go to the bottom of the 9. 3-2 St. Louis. So on a warm afternoon, 89 degrees, that wind is now blowing out of dead center at 19. And Wilkes making his 40th appearance of the year. Cork is 33. He's a fastball pitcher. At 87, and a ground ball pitcher. Against the Dodgers. 8 1/3 innings, 12 hits. 6 runs all earned. He's walked 5 and struck out 2. He is trying for a second save against the Dodgers. Make sure I get that button sequence right. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 6.48. His last time out was on the 21st. So a few days rest. He went against the Pirates. He took a loss. Inning in 2/3, 3 hits, a run. It was earned. He struck out 2. So overall, he's 8-6 on the replay with 7 saves and an ERA of 4.43. 61 innings, 65 hits, 36 runs, 30 earned. He's given up 5 homers. He is a righty, by the way. He has walked 27 and struck out 39. And McCormick will find the bench. And the Dodgers bring up Duke Snyder. Duke at 281, 23 homers, and 73 RBI. Hilda's going to be very upset if you don't pull this out. So Snyder, Campanella, and Olmo. And if anybody should reach, they'll pinch it for Newcomb, obviously. Pitch to Snyder. Struck him out. On an 87-mile-an-hour fastball. 1 out. Here's Campy. He is 2 for 3. He has singled and tripled. The Cardinals 2 outs away from a 2-game lead. And the way this season is going, that would be a gulf as wide as the Grand Canyon. In the left center field, Musial running. He's going to run out of room, but makes the catch against the wall. He ran 30 yards in the dead left center. He is not the world's best center fielder, but he makes the catch into the wind, 2 out. In fact, the wind is now shifted to left center at 19. And now it's Olmo, who is 0 for 3. The Dodgers will look. They're going to bring in Gene Hermansky. That worked. Gene at 318, 9 homers, and 27 RBI. As a pinch hitter, he's hitting 600. So last chance saloon for the Dodgers. And if you're a St. Louis fan, you blow this, you're putting away the Falstaff and the Budweiser for the Maldito. Pitch to Hermansky. Popped up. Left center field. Musial makes the catch, and the St. Louis Cardinals have a 2-game lead. So Brazil picks up the win. And Newcomb A hard luck loss. He falls to 12-10. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for St. Louis. The Dodgers, 2 runs, 6 hits, 2 errors. The Billy Cox error in the fourth, the big difference. That won the ball game for St. Louis. Brazil gets the win. He goes to 8-6. 8 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He gave up a homer. He walked 3 and struck out 3. Ted Wilkes, 3 up, 3 down in the ninth for his 8th save with a strikeout. For Don Newcomb, a rough loss because he pitched well. 9 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, just 1 earned. He did not give up a homer. He walked 4 and struck out 1. And so if you're the Cardinals, you're going to say that Billy Cox is your MVP because he booted the ball game. But we're not that cruel. So Al Brazil, and picking up win number 8, gets our Digital Dice MVP. You look at me now. So the rest of the games on this Wednesday, only 6 on the card in total. The Yankees beat the Tigers in 11-8-6. Fred Sanford goes to 6-5. The Tigers walked 11. Oof. You're welcome, John. Grissom falls to 3-6, and Vic Wertz 1 for 5, his 12th of the year for the Tigers and the stolen base. Giants beat the Cubs 9-6. Sheldon Jones 11-9. Atkins 2-6. Andy Pafko 2 for 3, his 16th of the year. He drives in 2. Braves beat the Pirates in 10-7. Somebody walked it off with a 3-run homer. Elliott goes to 6-1. Chestnut falls to 6-9. I'm guessing it's Russell since they mentioned it. 2 for 4, his 12th of the year. The A's shut out the White Sox 3-0. Fowler goes to 11-11. Randy Gumpert 9 innings, 3 hits, and 2 earned runs in the loss. Mr. Yost, 2 homers. He's 21. He goes 2 for 3, drives in 3. In Cleveland, behind Mike Garcia, beats Washington 10-2. Mickey Harris takes a loss. Hey, they're both 4-6. It'll be Joe Gordon, who just became a sub on YouTube, by the way. 3 for 5, his 17th of the year, and drives in 3. So the standings. After the 24th of August, St. Louis by 2 over Brooklyn, 6.5 over New York. That pretty much is the lone race left. Pittsburgh is 10 back. In the American League, Yankees and Indians remain 10.5 apart. Red Sox are 14.5 back. Detroit 15. Tomorrow's game is between the Yankees and the Indians, and we'll be with you at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific for the Yankees and the Indians from gorgeous Cleveland, Ohio. Ow. And that'll do it. I'm Ron Zucker. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good day, everybody. So long.